Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mischievous Kitty, and today I'm going to be discussing a topic that has been all over my comments. It's been all over my Instagram, all over my Twitter, everywhere. I've had emails, like, everyone who has ever watched my channel has been begging me for a Snapchat video. And here it fucking is. So without further goddamn ado, let's get right into it. So I did not want to do this video for a long time because I am not a Snapchat aficionado. Snapchat is not my number one moneymaker. It has never really been my number one moneymaker, but I do have a few tips that I would love to share with you guys to up your current Snapchat game or to possibly convince you into getting Snapchat. I do believe Snapchat is a very, very good promotional tool. It is a good way to make some money. And I know plenty of girls who make all their money on Snapchat. So, yeah. One of the first and most important things to remember is Snapchat is not sex worker friendly. So I do recommend, if you're going to have a premium Snapchat and a free Snapchat, to have them separate. Because while I don't believe that Snapchat themselves will go and check and see what you're posting, I do know that if somebody does get spiteful and report you for nudity, even if it is on a private story on your free Snapchat will take down your account, and you don't want that to happen. So I suggest keeping your premium Snapchat separate from your free Snapchat. That way you only allow people who pay for premium, who have put in their money, who you trust won't, report your shit. The other important thing is if you are wanting to use Snapchat to make money, I do recommend having both a free and a premium Snapchat. I have both. However, I pretty much for the past couple of months, between my moves and everything and just getting mad, I have completely just disregarded my free Snapchat. I have not posted on it. I haven't promoted on it. And I do see the difference between when I am consistently interacting with my free Snapchat and posting things and using all the tips that I'm going to be giving you today, that I do see an increase in sales. So we'll go into free Snapchat first because that is the biggest chunk of having a promotional Snapchat. So the free Snapchat is obviously a promotional Snapchat. You want to advertise that everywhere. Anywhere that you advertise or anywhere where you can type in anything that is related to you, advertise it. If you have a clip store where you can have a bio, put it in there. If you can, put it in your bio. If you tweet, which you should be, put it on your Twitter every, once a day, maybe every other day, whatever, depending on how much you promo your other things. Make sure you slip in that free Snapchat and be like, hey, come hang out with me on my free Snapchat. Here's the little fucking thing. And that's how you get, your fans that currently do have Snapchat on to the platform. So those that do have Snapchat will be like, oh, cool. And it also lets people know that you do in fact Snapchat, and if you do premium Snapchat, a lot of people will then message you and be like, well, how do I upgrade and see, your vagina? So another important part of having a free Snapchat is constantly posting. And when I say posting, I do not mean just posting your promotional stuff, because that makes for a very boring Snapchat. If all you're posting, which I am always guilty of doing this, I have a saved story of all of my social media, all of my if there's a voting thing going on for a contest or whatever, I put that in there. But it's just one big story that I just take and fucking send once a day. when I am active on my Snapchat, I do like to post little bits and pieces of my life. Obviously, I'll, save for work, whether it be my dog or if I'm out grocery shopping and I'm having a bomb makeup day. Even if I'm not, Snapchat filters are a bomb.com. And we'll touch on that subject as well. It's an interaction thing to a degree, but it also makes your Snapchat a little bit more you and a lot less business. While, yes, obviously it is a business promotional Snapchat, you still want to have a personality. Just like any sex worker that is in the industry, you are your own being and you want to let your fans see that shining personality, see the reason that they love you, because while your body may be banging, you're making your money off of your personality, especially if you can and you do all the social media. Your fans are mostly there because they like you as a person, not just because of the way that you look. So you do want to portray that on your free Snapchat. Don't, however, show too much. If you're posting 2-3 hour long stories on your free Snapchat every day, even though they may be safe for work, people are going to be like, what the fuck? Like, that's a lot to watch. And they're just going to do that thing where they tap. They're not going to watch anything. And if they're doing the tappy thing, they're going to tap right through all of your promotions. So you don't want too long of a story. I do recommend occasionally doing teas. Obviously not posting actual nudity, whether you want to censor it or just, whatever, something, a little teasy, to kind of coerce them, like, hey, if you do premium Snapchat, to be like, hey, come on down, because the price is right. So those are some of the key points of when you have a free Snapchat, how to kind of work about with it. Now, the most important tip I can give about having a free Snapchat is you have to have fucking patience. The amount of freeloaders that you get on Twitter, the amount of freeloaders that you get on Instagram, the amount of freeloading emails that you get in your email, you want to take all three of those, put them together, multiply it by about 50, and that's how much freeloaders you're going to have on Snapchat. It is a lot. It is very overwhelming. It is very hard, but it is worth it. Once you have a steady crew, I guess, or a steady Snapchat fan base, it makes it more fun too. Personally, I don't see my fans and clients as fans and clients, especially those that are, regulars that come in all the time. They're more at this point my friends, just because I do open up my personality. I open up my life. Like, obviously there's still things that I do keep private, but I'm not really a social person in my personal life. So having that connection with fans is really important to me, not just to grow my business, but to also kind of work on my sanity. Like, kind of, but really, yes. So that's an important thing with Snapchat. And that's really outside of, common technical things for Snapchat, such as making sure your location is off, because the location is incredibly precise on Snapchat. So if you have your location on and you live in like a house and not a building, they gonna find you. So in order to do that on the friend screen, all you have to do is just with your two fingers zoom out, and it will take you to the map where you can see yourself as well as everybody else. So even if you are in ghost mode, you personally will see yourself, but I believe they're like holding up a ghost sign or something like that. Is there something in my boob? There's always something in my boob. So you're like holding up a ghost sign or something like that. But in the upper right hand corner, there'll actually be like a little settings wheel, and you can make sure that before you start promoting your Snapchat and have people on your Snapchat that you are disabled in your location. So yeah, outside of that, another great thing for your free Snapchat is finding accounts that do Snapchat takeovers. Now, I will do a full video on Snapchat takeovers in the future if you guys want it. I'm just going to touch on the subject a little bit here. Snapchat takeovers, you want to find accounts that suit your style, because you don't want to go on like Inked Angels and not have a single tattoo. You know what I mean? You don't want to go on a BBW promotional Snapchat and not be BBW. There's so many Snapchat takeover accounts at this point. You have a very wide variety of choices. So I do recommend that because it will grow your fan base. But make sure the day of your takeover, you are fully ready. You have things planned, whether it's games, sales, whatever, just to be interactive, as well as letting your, especially premium members, know that, hey, I'm going to be doing a Snapchat takeover all day. So if I suck at posting, my bad. Yeah. Okay. So that's really all the tips I have for free Snapchat. If there's anything I missed or you guys have any questions, please comment them down in the comment section below, because then I can compile all those questions and make another video. I do appreciate all of you guys that send me emails and messages on Twitter and Instagram thanking me for my videos. But a lot of the times you guys send me questions that I have answered in my videos. So if you guys do have questions about anything, please feel free to reach out to me. I may not be, I may not respond to you instantly, but I will eventually get back to you. And if it's a good enough question, I will make a video for it. Because if you have that question, someone else probably does too. And I enjoy sharing my knowledge. I am not one of those people that's like, my precious. I'm going to smoke. And we're going to continue discussing things. Oh, this is my first cigarette today because I'm incredibly hungover. Can y'all tell? So, moving on to the premium Snapchat side of things. If you decide you want to have a premium, I do recommend having a monthly and yearly option. A lot of people do offer lifetime and very cheap lifetime, and it kind of irks me. Like, I get that little twitch, especially when people are offering like lifetime Snapchat for like $10, and then I watch their story and they are more active than I am, and they're posting like 8-hour long fucking nude stories, and I'm just like, you can make so much more off that. If you are a consistent poster on Snapchat like I am, I do recommend doing a monthly and yearly subscription. What you want to price it at is really up to you. Personally, mine is $20 a month and $150 for a year. And I occasionally do run specials for lifetime Snapchat. But it's always something you have to win. It's not something that you can particularly just pay for. So if I'm doing a ManyVids contest and I'm doing well, I will, I'll say whoever my top tipper is will get lifetime, which is a huge thing because, again, I don't sell lifetime. I don't offer lifetime. So having that opportunity to possibly win lifetime is awesome. So on your premium Snapchat, you can post whatever you want. I suggest nudity because that's why people want to buy premium Snapchat. But so I don't really have tricks or tips or anything like that for your premium Snapchat because, again, that is your content, that is your personality, it is your persona, it is whoever you want to be. Whatever you want to post. I do have a few tips for it, however. One is please be consistent because, again, especially if you're doing monthly and yearly subscription, you're making your money off the people who come back. And if you're not consistent or you're boring, those people are not going to come back, and then you're wasting your time and not making any money in the process. I love my premium Snapchat. There are, of course, everybody's going to have days where you don't post. Everybody's going to have a day where you're sick, or you're just not feeling well, or you're just not up to it, or you don't feel right in your body, and you're just like, I'm fucking ugly today. Don't make a habit of it. You know what I mean? It is still part of your job if you decide to do a premium Snapchat. So do take that in as a almost daily responsibility, especially if you're doing, a monthly and yearly subscription. It is important. The other thing that I do recommend doing, especially if you do a monthly or yearly subscription, is keeping track. So a lot of people don't do monthly and yearly subscriptions because they think it is very hard to keep track of members. And while it is to a degree occasionally hard to keep track of members, there are two tips I have for that. One is keeping a calendar. So once you get a subscriber, you write down when they expire. So if you have like a big calendar on your wall, I suggest either having some sort of like sticker or little mark or something to know that there is a person expiring on so-and-so date. Even if it's like, a little star in the corner of the day, you will see that and be like, hey, somebody's expiring. Let me go see who it is and let them know, hey, do you want to renew? I usually try and message everybody within a 2-week period before their Snapchat is up. I will message them within a 2-week period and be like, hey, you have about 2 weeks left. And then I will message them a week in advance and then like maybe a day or two and be like, hey, by the way, this is like your last chance to upgrade. You run out on this date. I like to do that because you don't know when people get their paychecks, and so people forget that they run out. They forget that they're on a subscription, and if they're not going through a website such as FanCentro where they can just automatically renew, sometimes they can't keep track of it themselves. So obviously part of your job as the model, as the person in charge of the Snapchat, is to keep track of everybody's expiration dates. And the wonderful thing is, the other tip I have for that is you can edit names. So when you have somebody, that's funny. When you have Snapchat members, so when somebody adds you and you chat with them, in the chat screen there's 3 little lines on the left upper corner. When you click on that, it'll pull up their information and you can edit their name. So generally what I do, because I do have certain models on my Snapchat as well that are my friends that I trust and stuff like that, I put an emoji. I have the eggplant emoji for my premiums. I put the emoji, a space, their name that I know them by, so whether they bought it on ManyVids or Chatterbait or wherever it is that they bought it, I'll have their username, and then a space, a dash, and their expiration date. If they bought more than a year or they won more than a year, I usually put the year as well. Otherwise, I just put if it's August, AUG, I don't know, the 10th or something, just so I know. And then at the beginning of the month, you're going to go into the search option at the top of your chat list there's a little search thing, and you can search that month. So if it's September, you type in SEP, whatever, and it'll pop up everybody who has September in their name. So that's everybody who's expiring in September. Even if it's in the next year, it'll show you it, but you'll know, obviously, because you look at it and be like, oh, it's not this year. So yeah, those are my tips for Snapchat and Snapchat Premium. As far as selling them go, it really is up to you where you want to sell them, how much you want to charge, and everything like that. It depends on how much you post, where you sell your things generally. So it really is a case-by-case basis. If you need help with that, feel free to shoot me an email if you're really that, confused about how to sell it itself. Also, real quick before I forget, on your free Snapchat, part of TOS, a lot of people do not know, Snapchat does not allow the sale of a Snapchat account. So having a premium account, aside from posting nudity, which is against TOS, actually selling Snapchat is also not allowed. So on your free account, when you promote your premium Snapchat, I suggest never posting a price. I recommend saying something like, hit me up about premium Snapchat if you want to know how to upgrade. Most people know that it is not free to upgrade. You're still going to get freeloaders that are like, ew, I have to pay for it. Like, bitch, no. So, just not posting the money amount is helpful. Outside of that, those are really all the tips that I have for Snapchat. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them down in the comment section below, because again, if they are good and I feel like other people have those same questions, I can make another video that's more content for you guys and less thinking for me. So it's a win-win situation. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, as it does help me out to maybe eventually get monetized. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified. Well, no, not really. You'll never know when I post. I'd say hit the bell notification if you want to get notifications, but that doesn't really work either. So just click all the buttons and hope for the best. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful morning, day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I love you guys, and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Mwah!